Anyway, I was playing duels earlier, and oh hey look, it's an Aluneth. At the end of your turn, draw 3 cards. Isn't that a great deal? And then Dragon Soul. Well, I'm not gonna be playing that many spells. This is a big druid deck, all right, in duels. And then Kingsbane is gonna do nothing. That's a 1 mana 1/3 weapon. So like, I don't want to waste my legendary loot treasure, right? So like, hey, why don't I grab Aluneth? And like immediately I realize the massive mistake I've made. Um, did I tell you I was a big druid deck? Yeah, you see these cards? They're not getting played. They're never getting played. And Aluneth, it turns out, uh, tends to mill you quite often. So I just picked Hyper Blaster as a treasure, right? So Hyper Blaster is a 3 mana 1/4 poisonous weapon that reads your hero's immune while attacking. So I'm like, yeah, no big deal. I'll play Aluneth, draw in the Hyper Blaster, and once I play Hyper Blaster, it'll replace Aluneth as my weapon, right? And then I'll stop drawing cards, and I won't go deep into fatigue and die immediately once my deck runs out. Yeah, I've clearly forgotten that I have to draw Hyper Blaster. So, yeah, it's a teaching moment, isn't it? Uh, Still, it's gonna be an interesting game. Otherwise, it'd just be a really sad loss, and then I wouldn't want to bring it up to anyone ever again. Oops, this is a teaching moment. Anyway, I'm voiceover recording because, uh, you know, usually these clips are just me talking to myself, and then I get natural reactions, and I think that's really cool, really interesting, more interesting than just a voiceover man. But I was listening to music on speaker, the audio quality not based, I'll just say. So it was so unbased. I couldn't play it. Um. Anyway, this way I get introduced myself as Kriparian, because I'm Kriparian. Gotcha. Did you think I was Kriparian? Yeah, I'm not Kriparian. So, yeah. Anyway, what was I doing this game? That's right. I was drawing Hyper Blaster. You can clearly see I have not yet drawn Hyper Blaster. So, uh, I was pretty sad. I was pretty sad about it. But you see how expensive my hand is? Yeah. Picking Aluneth here, I definitely want to play the long game because my deck has Yashiraj, it has Carnival Clown, it has Hadronox from a duels bucket, and it runs Yogg and Moonlight Guidance and Guff, and it's super greedy. It's a lot of fun. Actually, I might even include a clip at the end of a really funny Yogg. Yeah, sure, why not? Um, but yeah, right now, I need to draw Hyper Blaster, so each turn, I am doing my best to make room in my hand to actually draw it and not mill it, you know? Uh, Clearly not very easy. Half my hand costs more than 5. So each turn I'm drawing 4 cards, right? Because start of turn you draw a card, and then Aluneth draws you 3 more cards. So if you want to not mill a card, you have to play 4 cards a turn. And I am not playing 4 cards a turn. So each turn, I have a really high chance of just milling Hyper Blaster. And once I mill Hyper Blaster, and Aluneth, like my deck runs out, and I don't have something to replace the Aluneth, then I'm just gonna take stacking fatigue damage that increases. Does it increase? It increases geometrically, but still, you take a lot of. No, it increases. No, it increases geometric. No, it's not exponential. It's geometric. Regardless, you take a lot of damage once your deck runs out, and you keep drawing. So, yeah, still no weapon, right? And now it's getting really hard to empty my hand. And oh, I guess I just missed it, but he cleared my board, my really important board. I'm serious. That 2/2 Treant and target dummy. It was my only beatdown. What am I gonna beat him down with now? Like a Plague Maw, the Rotten, and I'm glad I took that Arbor up from You can see I snap picked it from the nature studies, I think. Cause I thought if I could Arbor up the target dummy and the 2/2, there's just a chance. There's a slightest chance that I could snowball with it, and then maybe I can win without having to use my deck. I just use this nature or 2/2 Treant, that is, and target dummy to kill him. But no, obviously not. And look, my deck's out, but I finally drew the Hyper Blaster. Bottom of my deck, didn't mill it. Very lucky. If we were high on my deck, I'd probably have milled it anyway. So Now next turn I can play the Hyper Blaster and stop drawing cards. I can draw down to 1 card a turn from the natural card draw, and I'll only take 1+2 damage. I'll only take a little bit of damage each turn. So here he plays Shallow Word Void, which summons 4 Void Fiends that suck my health each turn. Absolutely nasty. He even plays Spyglass to take one of my cards. So the irony here is, right, this priest deck, it's like the Meta Tyrant of duels. They take your cards and they take your minions' health, and then they use that to kill you. Even that Staff of Pain, his treasure, I don't know if you've seen, but whenever he plays a Shadow spell, he deals 2 damage to each hero. And then so these balanced, these two-sided effects, they take great advantage of it to create a massive imbalance. You know, they're just using your cards against you. So here I play Spreading Plague, which lets me summon 1/5 taunts equal to the amount of minions he has. Right. So that's yet another balancing card, which is kind of funny. And then here he plays a Void Touched Assistant. This minion says 1 mana 1 of 3. Both heroes take 1 more damage from each source, which is another like two-sided effect. So he uses this to drop me to how much health? I'm at 6 health. He's like, haha, get destroyed, right? You know, he's gloating, but lethal, lethal. By playing the Void Touch Assistant, by using his heckin' Shadow Word Devour, not Devour, his Void Fiends, he gave me exact lethal. He gave me enough minions to get Lethal Arbor up, and isn't that just hilarious? That the oops emote, it matches exactly with with his mistake, his teaching moment. Yeah, don't get cocky. Don't give your opponent his only out. Anyway, so that was pretty fun. Here's the Yogg clip I was talking about, and this has been a really long grinding game. All right, I'm against this Freeze Mage. Oh, his deck's so powerful. His treasure, Ring of Black Ice. After a minion is frozen, add that minion to your hand. My deck is a super greedy value deck of really powerful, high impact minions, right? He's just stealing each one of them and replaying them against me. Well, his hero power summons 2/1 Shards Up Freeze, and my Guff hero power, right? Because I play the hero card early, because that's what this deck wants to do. It can't ping, so then his 2/1 minions keep bumping into my minions, and giving him more copies of my minions. So this has been a really grindy game. I played a Yogg earlier, that gave me a head crack, and that's been my win condition so far. I've been trying to head crack him out. Kind of funny. I mean, it's not like he has any healing, right? Because he's just a frost deck. Like, the best he's got is Ice Barrier. I don't have to attack him. So I've just been taking my time, waiting as much as I can. I've actually been waiting for Carnival Clown, which is my deck, to play Yashiraj, which has a Valinir on it, by the way. But it's at the bottom of my deck, so I haven't been really wanting to play any of the cards in my hand, because they're not going to have any impact. If I play this Hadronox, by the way, he's going to freeze it, and he's going to get his own infinite army of bloody taunt minions. Also, I don't know if you noticed earlier, but he played an Embercaster, and then he didn't freeze his own Embercaster. I feel like you could get infinite Embercasters by playing a freeze spell, freezing the Embercaster, playing the Embercaster, and then using the freeze spell you got from the Embercaster to freeze it again. But he didn't do that, so I don't know if he knows about it, because I'm pretty sure Ring of Black Ice is any minion. Anyway, here comes the Yogg. This turn, like, geez, what should I do? Because I got nothing to do. I'm just waiting on that Carnival Clown. And then he's actually stolen a few of my Yoggs. Because I played a Yogg earlier. Moonlight Guidance says discover a card from your deck, and then if you play this turn, draw the actual copy. So having played that card earlier, I managed to get 2 copies of Yogg-Saron, and that's why I still have Yogg-Saron in my hand. So I figure I can still corrupt the Carnival Clown with my Hadronox, because I have all together now as my passive treasure, as my first treasure in the treasure pool. So okay, I ripped the Yogg. Alright, I just need him to clear the 2/1 Ice Shard, because the 2/1 Ice Shard, if it lives, it's going to give him more copies of my Yogg, which is going to be terrible. So, it's funny here, this Cone of Cold actually gives him treants. It says, when a ready minion is frozen, he gets a copy, so that was kind of interesting. And then, I guess that Sneeds would have been given to him, too, if his hand wasn't full. But alright, my Yogg is looking not bad, not great. There goes my big dude I was hoping to keep. On the bright side, it lets me combo Head Crack, which is why I ripped it this turn. And then it didn't even draw me too many cards. I'm just like barely touching Fatigue, right? And look at how much damage it does to my opponent. Like, that was a great Yogg, right? It wasn't amazing, but Ooh, what's that? Evasion. That gives you even more security, right? So then you can't even like do anything crazy this turn. And I should be able to get my Hadronox out this turn, and then or next turn, and then drop a Carnival Clown. What was that? Was that Feat of Strength? Now my Carnival Clown's a 9/9, no, 7/9/9s. It'll be even harder from the remove. The thing is, I also have a Shirley Mob level 3 in my hand, right? And then that's like amazing insurance. Whatever he goes in with, even if he steals my Hadronox, actually. If he steals only like 1 or 2 copies, and if I can somehow get them both on the board, Shirley Mob, I'm pretty sure silences his the enemy minions, right? So, he wouldn't even get a massive wall of taunts out of it. And he has a lot of taunts, because he's stolen my taunts, and my deck has a lot of taunts. So, I know he has a lot of taunts. Anyway, he rips his own Yock. And, my god, it's already starting off better than mine, right? He's got a full board. This Mortal Strike deals a decent amount of damage plus my evasion. He gets his own head crack. Look at that, it's a Deathwing. And then he has a full board of variety minions? Like, sheesh, I'm a little worried here. Because I'm gonna have to spend my Shirley Mob. And I won't have insurance against all the minions he's gonna steal. A Stegodon, oh my!